Subscribe. MTL World at Mittel World 1 YouTube channel. Swallowed Star 2. Origin Continent. Chapter 238 Breakthrough. 17th of Volume 6. In the blink of an eye, Marosa has been in seclusion for half a century. Marosa's transformation this time is taking quite a long time, Luo Feng remarked as he sat at the top of a pavilion in the city lord's mansion. With a single thought, he sensed Marosa's state within the Star Tower. Of the materials Luo Feng had provided, Marosa had consumed roughly 2/3, leaving the rest untouched. At this moment, Marosa is in a deep slumber, his aura is undergoing a slow but steady transformation. His aura has already surpassed that of Emperor Gui Shu and God King Wu Xin, and he is still transforming. Luo Feng said with a smile. I believe that once this transformation is complete, he'll truly reach the ultimate realm. The ultimate realm. In this era, only Di Qing and the master of the 10,000 worlds, Wanji Kingdom, had achieved the ultimate realm by comprehending a complete Tao on their own. With the help of powerful secret treasures, emperors and monarchs can exert their strength comparable to the ultimate realm. However, in terms of techniques and the refinement of their methods, they are naturally inferior to those who had truly attained the ultimate realm. Although realm beasts reach the ultimate realm through consuming and absorbing materials, they are still genuine ultimate beings, with techniques refined to an extremely profound level. Once Marosa breaks through and becomes an ultimate realm being, many things I've wanted to do will finally be within reach, Luo Feng thought, holding a wine cup and watching the snowflakes drift over Huyang City. For now, Luo Feng remained cautious in his actions, as every move he made cannot be concealed. The two ancient kingdoms has numerous investigative methods. Can detect many traces in terms of time and space, as well as in terms of cause and effect. Whether through spacetime or in terms of cause and effect, they can uncover countless clues, Luo Feng reflected. However, once Marosa fully comprehends a complete Tao, he would be free from cause and effect. A complete Tao leaves no trace, it is perfectly harmonious and untraceable. Luo Feng understood this well. Mastering a complete Tao brought immense benefits. When a Tao becomes perfect, it inherently weakens all attacks against it. Even Luo Feng's formidable mental and will-based attacks would be weakened. As Luo Feng's understanding deepens, the once mysterious, spiritual will attacks began to lose their enigma. With mastery over a complete Tao, one could resist and mitigate such attacks to a significant degree. If one transcends the God King level, the means of resistance will be even stronger. Some of their creations, like weapons beyond the Divine King level, could also weaken will-based attacks. After all, will attack is just a branch of the soul path. If it were a complete soul method, their attacks would infiltrate from multiple dimensions, making them far more terrifying. Pure willpower attacks have a significant advantage on the origin continent. After all, there are only a handful of people here who have mastered the complete Great Tao. But in the future, if he leaves the continent of origin and encounters similar opponents such as the three major alien races, the ancestors of the two countries, etc., the help of the spiritual will become weaker. Even Luo Feng's spiritual will may not be as strong as the opponent. I haven't practiced for long, and I'm only at the second level of the God King realm. There's no rush, I'll take it slow. Luo Feng has a clear plan for his cultivation path. At this stage on the origin continent, he has two main goals for his cultivation. One is to reach the ultimate state. The second is to have enough patience to comprehend high-level secrets at a low level. You would rather practice slower than temper your own understanding. It is better to cultivate slowly than to rush, as one must refine their own understanding. Master. A figure walked through the wind and snow, arriving at the pavilion and bowing respectfully. It was Luo Feng's second disciple, Xin Yu. Come up, Luo Feng said, putting down his wine cup and smiling at his disciple. Among the disciples of the Daohe sect, Xin Yu had the highest talent, making rapid progress and now reaching the peak level of the Chaos Realm. He had no interest in managing the sect's trivial matters and devoted himself entirely to cultivation. Xin Yu, dressed in green, respectfully bowed and said, Master, I have cultivated the Heaven-cleaving branch and the Chaos-cleaving branch to their limits, but I cannot break through and take the final step to truly master the Great Tao branches. Xin Yu, you have reached the peak of the Chaos Realm in just over 200 years. That's already quite impressive, Luo Feng looked at his disciple and said. But you should know that with enough resources, even a first-rank prince of the two great ancient countries can reach the peak of the Chaos Realm in just 100 years. This disciple knows that his talent is nothing special on the entire origin continent. Xin Yu looked at Luo Feng with fiery eyes. Master reached the Chaos Realm in just a few centuries and has already transcended the Chaos Realm. Ha ha. Luo Feng laughed. Indeed, he reached the Chaos Realm in just a few centuries, relying on his perfect divine body and the formless and shapeless transformation technique, gaining the power to transcend the Chaos Realm. At the time, the outside world even suspected that Luo Feng was the reincarnation of a certain god king. I want to tell you that even if a second-rank princes of the ancient countries reaches the peak of the chaos realm early, but many will be stuck at a bottleneck for their whole lives and unable to become a god king, Luo Feng said, looking at his disciple. Stuck at a bottleneck for a lifetime. Xin Yu's heart tightened. Cultivation in the chaos realm is merely about comprehending the branches of the great Tao, gradually accumulating knowledge. But to truly grasp a branch of the great Tao, it requires sudden enlightenment, Luo Feng said. Sudden enlightenment? Xin Yu asked, confused. Sudden enlightenment cannot be forced, Luo Feng said. The key is to accumulating deeply and gain knowledge. What you need to do now is not to comprehend the branches of the great Tao, instead focus on comprehending God King level secret techniques. Once you comprehend one secret technique, you can be considered to have transcended the chaos realm. Comprehend 2 or 3 secret techniques. The more secret techniques you comprehend, the closer you are to the great Tao. One day, you will naturally comprehend the branches of the great Tao, Luo Feng continued. Comprehend more God King level secret techniques, the more I understand, the closer I will be to the great Tao. Xin Yu asked. Master, how many God King level secret techniques does one need to comprehend to become a God King? That's wrong, Luo Feng shook his head. The more you desire to comprehend the great Tao, the farther away you will be from it. Don't pursue the branches of the great Tao, but focus on comprehending the secret method, slowly accumulate, and then you will naturally break through. Only when each level's accumulation is solid enough, can you walk further down the path to becoming a divine king, Luo Feng said as he looked at his disciple. Focus on understanding the secret techniques and don't pursue branches of the great Tao. Disciple understands. Xin Yu said bowing respectfully, I will take my leave. Luo Feng nodded. Luo Feng knew very well that focusing solely on God King level secret techniques, without pursuing the branches of the great Tao. The threshold for practicing this method is extremely high. For someone with ordinary talent, even comprehending a single God King level secret technique in their lifetime would be a remarkable achievement. As my disciple, you should aim higher. Otherwise, what's the point of being just an ordinary God King for your whole life? Luo Feng naturally has high expectations for his second disciple, Xin Yu. In the Origin continent, within a hidden world known as the Mother River World. This is the core of the resistance forces against the Yanfeng ancient nation. This black-robed, golden-masked strongman is extremely powerful. His physical body is no weaker than an ultimate realm life form, and his soul and willpower even surpasses the God King level. The God King Zongfu gently shook his head. The dual strength of both his body and soul even defeated that purple-robed woman. Such terrifying power, yet he remains so indifferent to the world. The majestic towering figure of God King Yufu spoke up. The top-tier existences on the Origin continent, including the Heavenly Wood nations Tianmu Kingdoms, Realm Beast and the Lord of the 10,000 Worlds, are all secretly making their moves to compete for resources. But this black-robed figure, does he not care about resources? God King Zongfu continued, among the top existences on the Origin continent, one is the Empress of Wind City Fengdu and the other is the Fire Ancestor. The Empress of Wind City has the backing of the East G Extreme Domain's ancestor, so she naturally doesn't need to compete for anything. As for the Fire Ancestor, I've heard that the Fire Ancestor met Yuan and received Yuan's guidance, which is why he no longer needs to compete for resources. Now he focuses solely on cultivation. Why doesn't this black-robed figure compete for resources? Zongfu God King was somewhat confused. He only made a move in the Dream Domain once, but we've never seen any traces of his actions in other treasure lands. With so many resources, is he just going to let them go? His strength could easily allow him to seize a lot. Yufu God King sighed. After being suppressed by the two great ancient nations for so many years, once one reaches the level of an emperor or monarch, they can't help but fight for resources. God King Yufu lamented. The Origin continent's source world is gradually entering its final stage, and anyone with just a slight ambition will start competing for resources. I thought that by adding another ally, we could team up and seize more from the two great ancient nations. Zongfu God King shook his head. Who would have thought that we wouldn't see him after Dream Domain incident? Zongfu God King led the entire Mother River faction and naturally participated to compete for many treasures. He is also eager to obtain more precious resources, and complete a full set of Hunyuan bloodline. The black-robed expert seemed to be an idle practitioner, and Zongfu God King welcomed him. However, it appears that the black-robed expert is too low-key and didn't seem to care much about the resources in the various treasure lands. What Zongfu and Yufu God Kings didn't know was that Luo Feng had only been a God King for just over 300 years. The so-called Origin continent's lifespan spanned billions of years, so Luo Feng felt no sense of urgency at all. Huyang City, in the quiet room of the City Lord's mansion, inside the Star Tower. Luo Feng has been studying the newly acquired corpse materials of the Ultimate Realm Hunyuan bloodline creatures. These materials provides insight into 15 different life forms at the Ultimate Realm level, and the so-called 24 aspect forms is one of these life forms. The 3 Ultimate Realm Hunyuan bloodline creatures has the most basic life structure, which incorporates with multiple aspects. Having 6 aspects means that 6 different life forms are fused into one. This is truly miraculous. The body material possessed by the bloodline inheritance was equally extraordinary, but Luo Feng had no accumulation of the material origin Dao, and he doesn't understands it. Observing these materials with my own eyes has certainly deepened my understanding of life forms. Luo Feng's spiritual consciousness also penetrated the Star Tower and observed the vast and endless secret patterns. The secret patterns within the Starry Tower included various categories, with life-type secret patterns being the most abundant, making up about 1/3 of the total. These life-type patterns were undoubtedly the core. These multiple life secret patterns can also be formed into one. Luo Feng discovered that some of the shallow-level life secret patterns in the Starry Tower were similar to the 15 life forms, which allowed him to quickly categorize them. As Luo Feng's research deepened, the source of countless secret patterns, the 12-colored blood-red scales, gradually became more terrifying. Luo Feng felt a slight daze. The blood-red scales emitted a terrifying blood-red light. This light was far more frightening and evil, as if an endless sea of blood was descending, threatening to completely engulf Luo Feng's soul. Even with his spiritual will, Luo Feng couldn't help but feel a chill in his heart and immediately stopped watching. What's going on? Luo Feng sat cross-legged inside the Starry Tower. The more I study, the more terrifying these blood-red scales become. Luo Feng calmed his mind. He then revealed an excited smile. Then let's face it directly. He decided to confront it and study it. Integrate all factors that cause terror into the creation of secret techniques. This was Luo Feng's plan when he first came into contact with the huge eyes in the dream world. Luo Feng once again immersed himself in cultivation, continuously attempting to use the 9 branches of life and destruction to interpret the blood-red scales. This time, he felt his understanding of the scales had deepened, and he might achieve breakthroughs in secret technique creation. Across Origin Continent, various forces has been watching closely ever since the black-robed, golden-masked expert acted once in the dream domain. They were highly anticipating his next move. However, Luo Feng remained focused on his cultivation, all while patiently awaiting Morosa's transformation. Unknowingly, more than half an era had passed. Still no progress. Inside the Starry Tower, Luo Feng gently shook his head. My comprehension of the Starry Tower still isn't deep enough. I can't create a fusion technique for the 9 branches of life and destruction. I've only barely managed to comprehend the 8-branch fusion technique. Blank. End of chapter. Subscribe. MTL World at MTL World 1 YouTube channel.